Boy, I tell you, man, the levels of hypocrisy they hold the one-man show to. All the levels. Sorry. I'm not supposed to get that loud. I know the mic is probably tweaking. Hope my compressor compressed that and put it down, Johnson. Put it down a little bit. Oh, was rolling here too far up? Was his head too far up Kamala Harris's ass? Because she got a great ass. And his head was all of it. Name the movie. Get a free mug. Name the movie. First one to name the movie that came from, free mug. I give gifts. Even in my diminished capacity, I give gifts. That's an easy one, but everybody ain't gonna get it. Let's see who got that joint. Buck, who got it first, Buck? Are we scrolling? I don't even see is my thing scrolling here? Elizabeth Lunny. Elizabeth got it. Bam. Sister Elizabeth. Sorry. She got it. That was quick. I'm just gonna look. I'm thinking she was the first one. Yeah. Then we got Nimrod Babylon came through and give it started Nimrod Babylon. Yeah, man, we doing what we do. Let's get into this, man. I kept people waiting long enough, man. Yo, man, are we gonna be able to keep on doing the Tim Black show? Am I gonna get better, y'all? Am I gonna get better? I think I'm gonna get better. I think I'm gonna get better and better. I think this will be something in time. We're gonna look back and be like, damn, remember that time, Tim Black? That time. All right, let's do this. Jasmine Crockett Unhinged, Trump, Zelensky, Epstein files explode. Let's go to the Epstein files. Let's get this out the way. This is important to get out the way, okay? Epstein files explode. As you all know about the Epstein story. And look, this is important because we got a lot of people that talk about the Epstein files and, you know, hey, I don't know anybody that's happy about what the Epstein story is about and what it means. And there's a lot of theories that we all have about what happened to Epstein when he was in jail, if it was actually a suicide. Whew. Donald Trump. Well, I got some clips to convey some of this, so let's jump to the clip, Johnson. Let's do that. Epstein files are supposed to be released. Epstein file releasement dates. It's been going on for quite some time. We've been waiting for it. People have been hoping that this would happen, and here we go. Trump said he was going to release the Epstein files or have them released. Let's go to that.
11 files.
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
As you know.
Hold on a second, guys. I want to pause right there. I want to go to this. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't watch everybody. I'm busy, That did not sound like the typical Donald Trump. As I listen to it, as I listen back as I'm building tonight's show, I say, wow, that doesn't sound like Trump. That sound like Trump. He sounds a little bit more careful than he usually sounds. You know what I'm saying? He sounds a little bit more, cautious. Did I say cautious? Did your friendly neighborhood conservative commentator pick up on this? Just saying. I know you sound a little cautious. Oh, Democrats, don't you say shit. Because you had Biden in office for 4 years. He ain't saying, I'm not worried about the Epstein files. And you ain't say shit either. So don't say nothing. You can't talk. So what I want to go back, I want to take a look at Trump, because when you have a brand of being the guy that's no nonsense, the guy that's the most transparent president in the history of presidents, that's what he says. That's what they say about him. Listen to this a little slower this time. Take your MAGA goggles off. You want to see things through the MAGA lens. We don't want to be looking through a MAGA lens. We don't want to look through no Democratic Party lens, no Kamala Harris or Biden lens. We want to look through the lens of truth. And this show, the Tim Black Show, is the type of the brutal truth, the raw truth. That's it, the raw truth America deserves. That's what we do. Our one mission is to get black people out of the burning building, which is the Democratic Party. That's our goal, make number 6. But we ain't gonna lie now. We ain't gotta lie about it, Craig. Now listen to Trump one more time, this time with clear eyes.
9/11 files.
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you,
I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so.
He had to clarify. He's clarifying. Clarifying means what? Trepidation, meaning there's some things that he has to consider. There's some other situations. There's something going on. There's something holding him back. He's going to offer a couple of disclaimers. He's going to say a couple of things that make you see it's not as straightforward as you may have thought it was when he was on the campaign trail talking. Come on now, let's keep it a buck. Let's be honest.
That less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
As you know, we released...
Okay, he says a lot of phony stuff in there. As you know, you don't want to affect people's lives. What people, man? What people? What are we talking about? I mean, it ain't going to affect my life with this. I mean, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. Whose lives could be affected? Oh, see, you mean to tell me you think Epstein has files on people and videotapes on people that never went to the island? I mean, come on, guys. We're going to get to Pam Bondi next. It's going to be great. But let's hold here for a second because I got to knock the dust off that. Turn off the lights and light a candle. I got to clear it up, man. Let's be honest. Let's have some straight talk, man. I'm looking at the front door. Source. Shout out to Large Professor X. I'm saying, Johnson, Trump said, we don't want to mess up people's lives. We don't want to impact their lives. Here's the thing, Johnson. If your ass wasn't there, you want on the flight manifest, you ain't got no pictures, you ain't got no video, you ain't got no... what can you do to me? What can you do to me? Trump talking about very specific people here, Johnson. Could Trump be talking about Trump? Could Trump be talking about Bill Clinton? Could Trump be talking about Joe Biden? Could Trump be talking about, I don't know anybody. Nancy Pelosi's husband, I don't know. You can be talking about anybody, right? Okay, let's keep that real. Okay, now let's go to the new FBI. Well, not FBI, what? Pam Bondi. Let's go to Pam Bondi. That's CIA, right? Damn, man, this is bad. I'm mixing up. Now, Cash Patel is a new, I'm sorry, guys. Attorney General, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm tripping over words. I want to get it right. I'm sorry. Pam Bondi, Attorney General. Let's see what she has to say about these documents. Because look, they released the documents, and the documents did not have what we wanted them to have in them, obviously. We want the bullets, the bullet casings. If you ain't got the bullets, give us the bullet casings. We want evidence of what we've been talking about. We don't want these documents they released. This ain't the good stuff. Nah, man, we don't got no videos. We got more released on Diddy. At least we saw Diddy laying hands on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So come on, this is ridiculous. Epstein's dead. Okay, redact the names of the women, but get these other people. You know? So what has been released up to this point is not good. Now they just released it. Here goes Pam Bondi responding to the pushback she's received from the general public about the flimsy amount of documents that were released. And not only that, it could have been 2 documents if it would have been the type of documents that actually pointed guilt at someone. But what we got was a bunch of other nonsense, the stuff that we didn't have or stuff that did not seal the deal. Here goes Pam Bondi one more time. Check it out.
About 120 pages of documents. And I started asking for these. We released about 120 pages of documents. And I started asking for these documents right when I came into office and before Kash Patel was in there. So I ended up getting about 120 pages. We carefully redacted them, of course, to be sure the 254 young girls, women who are victims of sex crimes and sex trafficking, their personal information was redacted and out of there to protect them. So I'm going through it and I kept saying, there has to be more, there has to be more. I'm assured that's it. Kash asked the same questions, assured there's no more. I found out, this week that a source told me New York, SDNY, they're sitting on thousands of pages of documents regarding Epstein. Thousands. And of course, you've seen the very strong letter. We will get everything. We will have it in our possession. We will redact it, of course, to protect grand jury information and confidential witnesses, but the American people have a right to know. And Donald Trump is the most transparent president in our nation's history. So not only will America get the full Epstein files, they will get JFK, they will get Martin Luther King.
This video is for Trump supporters, MAGA, whatever you want to call yourself.
Okay, hold tight, guys. Listen. So she says the documents did have a lot withheld, and she understands that, but they were being held by the New York SCNY, State of New York. We should have just said State of New York. I had to look that up. I know what the hell is New York State SCNY. And that's why the documents are uninteresting. That's why the documents do not have in it what you want them to have in it. And this is a problem. Okay, this is a problem. This is a major misstep. This makes Trump look bad. This makes people that are not MAGA goggle wearers look at this and say, hey, this is not what we signed up for. This is not what I was expecting. This is a lackluster performance, a lackluster reveal, and what we're seeing right now is not enough for us to be excited about justice. We want justice. Remember, we're talking about trafficking of children, trafficking of underage adults. Well, children. I said it right the first time. We're also talking about just exploitation, period. And we're talking about corruption, and we're talking about people that may have been bribed, people that may have been coerced into doing things based on what was held over their head by the Epstein cartel. Lack of a better term. It's another word for it, but we're going to use cartel. The criminal organization, the racketeering organization, it was a set up string. You had one helping lure, we had people helping get people facilitated, travel arrangements, the whole thing. So this was an enterprise. Make no mistake about it. This was a planned activity. And people want to see justice for this, and they should. As I go through this, I got to point out this important point, something that hit me. It said, damn, Tim, you know what? We have all these people concerned. And while we got all these people concerned about the activity that took place in the Epstein situation, the cartel, why don't we get the same amount of consideration that there are these same activities going on right now? This is what gets you upset, so upset. Gets me upset. Because I know for a fact that the media coverage on these types of issues is almost non-existent. They don't do good work. It's all the mouth we've been hearing, all the complaining, the hand-wringing from Joy Reid and Don Lemonhead and all these other people crying their eyes out, everybody on the View losing their minds, everybody with a little black in their skin crying about Joy Reid and how she got railroaded. It was so racist what MSNBC did to her just so they could hire or promote two other black people. I still ain't figured that out. How is it racist when you hire other black people? And for real, if y'all gonna say it's racist, then Michael Steele and Simone Sanders and Miss Mendez need to turn down them damn jobs. That's what a friend does. If they are truly, are you saying MSNBC is so racist since today was boycott day, don't buy nothing day, just keep your money in your pocket day, whatever. Well, why can't we have Michael Steele and Simone Sanders and Menendez turn down the job day? Why they couldn't turn down the job? Because you don't want to take a job. Like, look, I know we got some backstabbers out here. We got a lot of them. But if you're going to say that this institution is horrible and it's racist and it's white supremacist and it's all these things, why are you working there? Why are you going to work there? And then if a brother and a sister take a job for you after they did that to you, what that say about them? They're supposed to say, no, I'm not taking this job out of respect for my homegirl. You don't do me like that. I was watching Corey Holcomb on the 5150 show. I got to bear with me. I'm old. I do a segue when I tell stories. I drift in and I drift out, but it's always pertinent. You know, it's my style. It's how I do. Corey Holcomb on the 5150 show. Shout out to Corey Holcomb and his crew. He said, man, the brothers from 85 South. What's the young brother from? One brother, DC Young Fly. DC Young Fly been on Nick Shannon's show. Not Nick Shannon. Nick Cannon's show. Not Shannon. Nick Cannon's show, right? So when Nick Cannon got into a little bit of trouble, and DC Young Fly's coming, you know, he's popping. His name was on fire. He's doing well. They love him. He's got a great image. He's fun. He's, you know, talented. Then they offered the job to DC Young Fly. Hey man, we don't want Nick Cannon. He got all this baggage. You talk bad about the Jewish people. He did this, he did that. Oh, he got 20 kids. I don't know. Maybe we need to break ties with Nick Cannon. They offered DC Young Fly a job. And DC Young Fly said, what I look like taking a job after y'all done asked my dog? I can't do that. Nah, I'm not going to take no job. You're going to take a job from the guy that put me on? He don't put me on. That's my brother. I'm not going to take no job behind him. Y'all have to find somebody else to stab him in the back. I ain't going to do it. See, sometimes it don't matter how many degrees you got. It don't matter what you say your ideology is. It don't matter all this nonsense talking about you progressive and liberal and all this stuff. And you really love guys and children being bombed. And you really care about this and that and the rights of the LGBTQIA. And you ride for black people and yada, 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 yada. Here's the deal. I don't remember Joy Reid crying when she took Melissa Harris Perry job. She didn't stand down. Okay? And I don't see Simone Sanders and Michael Steele standing down either. I just thought I'd throw that out there because I got a lot of people that had a lot to say. And I understand you don't watch shit. You don't watch the right content. So you are infected with blinders. Back to this Epstein list. The truth is the truth is the truth. And we should keep it a buck. If Epstein's list is put out there and it implicates people, so be it. They are protecting people. In my opinion, they are protecting people for a reason. We don't know who's on that list. We do not know who's on that list. But do not come to me pretending. You want to live in a bubble? You want to pretend that these people are forthcoming and honest? They are not. We're talking about people being trafficked. And what I'm saying is, also that there are people being trafficked right now. And the number one trafficked woman in America is a black woman. And see, that's why I can never go completely conservative. Because they like to deny shit like that. They want to act like none of that exists. They want to kumbaya all the way to a paycheck and ignore reality. We got all this focus on the Epstein people because you want to see rich and powerful people come down. Do you really care about the women? Do you really care about the women and the young children who were children at the time, teenagers or whatever? Do you really care about them? Because that's going on right now. But it may not implicate powerful people. It may implicate somebody around the way to own a liquor store. Or somebody online with a couple t-shirt companies. I don't know. I have no idea. Whenever it's shiny, whenever it's exciting. Oh, shit. Do the hustle. You know? Whenever all that. It might just be some no-name internet cat whose story won't have legs, it won't travel, it won't make record numbers. But that is what's happening. And it spikes every Super Bowl. And when does the Super Bowl come? Every year. And it don't take an Epstein island to do it. Okay, let's keep it going, John. So let's get back to the Epstein thing specifically. So what are some reasons why the Epstein list may not have come out the way it came out? Well, Pam Bondi offered a scapegoat, which is in New York State. That could have something to do with it. But let me say this. Here goes some things. It may not exist. The list may not exist, though I guess she just knocked that one out. She just knocked that out. She just said, no, it doesn't exist. I mean, it does exist. I'm sorry. She just said, Pam Bondi, Attorney General, just said it exists. Okay. Heavily redacted, but there are pages that she hasn't seen. How does she know there's pages she hasn't seen? Or how does she know they aren't released or whatever? But okay. There are legal and investigative limits. Names on the list, on the records list, they could be tied up in ongoing investigations, sealed court documents, or classified files not yet declassified. I thought Trump declassified everything. He said, probably so. Maybe I will. I think it's good. I mean, we might not want to mess up. So it's like, are you declassifying or what? But since he was on Fox News, there was no follow-up. And if he would have been on MSNBC, they probably never would have asked him. So, just keep it $1 because they don't care about that. They would ask him something like, are you racist? How many black people did your father not want to rent to back in 1976 when you were, a teenager or 20 years old or whatever, and you were helping your dad in his business that he was running for time? How many black people did he not want to? I don't know how old he was exactly. A long time ago, though. Yeah. So I don't know if we can say that about the investigative limits. He said it's going to, remove those things. Phase 1 is the starting point. Bondi framed this as the first phase, implying more releases are to come. Her letter to Patel demanded a broader scope, all records, documents, audio, and video recordings, and materials related to Jeffrey Epstein and his clients, suggesting that the clients list or equivalent could be part of a later drop if it exists. It's wrestled from the FBI. However, this also raises questions about whether she oversaw the initial release's impact for effect. Yeah, this is a good thing to run on, Johnson. Oh, this is an excellent thing to run on if you're a Republican. Now, if you're a Democrat, not so much. But if you're a Republican, this is a big thing to run on because, hey, people, it was big with your base. And it's all about that base. Number 4, public expectation versus reality. Yes, that's another thing. We have built this up. This list, we think it's just a treasure trove of names of everybody rich and famous that we do not like, or people that have been talking smack, people that are acting like they are better than us, or that they are more liberal, more loving, more caring, and then they go on the Epstein list getting services done or whatever performed. We expect everybody to come on. Let's just keep it one. Let's keep it real. We expect to see all these famous Hollywood celebrity names on this list, and if we don't get anything like that, we're going to be upset. And that is true. That is the expectation. It's there in our mind's eye. That's what we imagine. And if anything short of that, we will not be happy campers. It's becoming this list has become mythologized. The things of legend, a symbol of Epstein's network, amplified by conspiracy theories in Trump's campaign promises to expose it. The reality, scattered in names across logs and testimonies, many already public, doesn't match the hype. That could also be true. Maybe he didn't keep everything like he thought he kept it. We imagine it's kept a certain way. Who knows? Okay, so that's some honest critique of why the list may not stand. Make your own mind up on that. I tend to believe the list does exist. I don't believe it's just a list. I don't think, do you just have a list of everybody that ever came to your crib? No, you probably have scattered things all about of these people and have files on every one. I believe you probably have files considering what was being done in this enterprise, in this coordinated cartel effort, this racketeering organization. Extortion, bribery, shakedown. So people on X and media reactions are widespread frustration. I understand that. Here goes the guy. His name is Tizzy Entertainment. Tizzy Entertainment put out a video on X. I want to play it because, hey, he's a progressive type of guy. I want to play his tape. I want to run it. It's no beef. I agree with some things he says, and I disagree with some other things he said. Pretty much like anybody else's stuff I run. No, that's not true. I agree with some of his stuff. Most people's stuff I play, I don't agree on much they say. But today I do agree with some of this. Here goes Tizzy Entertainment, guys. Go see him on X.
Not only will America get the full Epstein files, they will get
Why is it taking files to be released? You're in jail. This monster.
will get Martin Luther King.
This video is for Trump supporters, MAGA, whatever you want to call yourself. The ones who want the Epstein files released, because that's our common ground, you and I. That's where we agree. I want every single person that participated with this monster in doing the barbaric shit that he did. I want them all exposed and ruined for eternity. I want them to rot in jail cells. The difference between you and I maybe is the fact that you all think it's like Tom Hanks and Kathy Griffin, and I know that it isn't because those are fake made-up lists. It's a bunch of powerful rich people that maybe aren't household names but can do a lot behind the scenes, but I digress. You've been asking for those files to be released. You believed that when Donald Trump got in office, they were going to be released, and it's taking forever. Why is it taking?
I got to stop him right there. He says, I know that it's not. That's kind of a bold statement. It's kind of a bold statement there, Tizzy. I mean, how do you know it's not? How do you know Tom Hanks isn't on the list? You know, he may be a 60-year-old white guy that's 65. How old is Tom Hanks? Tom Hanks is about 60, 65, I guess. He was once 35. You don't think he, 35 with a lot of money. He was rich a long time. A lot of people that got money do things. Why would you put it past anybody to go somewhere and have a good time on an island? I mean, shit, I'd go to an island if I was offered. I don't know if people knew before they got to the island what was going on. So let's just give them the caveat that some people didn't know what was going to go down so they went to the party. I used to go to parties and didn't know it was going to wreck out into a fight till I got there, till I was already there having a good time. That could happen. You could go somewhere and then something break out. You're like, oh shit, you're on the island. Anybody seen Blink Twice? Anybody seen Blink Twice? Great movie. I loved it. It was great setup. Point is this, Johnson. How does Tizzy know? How you know, bro? You privy to some information I don't know? Are you trying to make nice with the Hollywood types? This is what I got a problem with the progressives. Tizzy, they don't want to rock with you, dog. They're not, none of them. I know DL, he can retweet you and stuff, but them people, you can't trust them. Okay? I know there's some liberal, progressive type people that are in, that have shared your content, dude, but you ain't got to carry water. See, this is why, until you're like me, you still have hope, Tizzy. You still think you're going to do something. What you're doing right now is what you're going to do, bro. Just do the best you can at what you do. Why am I giving this guy advice? He's much more popular than me. He's got whites and blacks watching him. He ain't burnt the bridges with everybody. I got white people watching me too. What I'm saying is, I take umbrage with the idea that you know that people aren't on the list. I don't put it past nobody. Ty Bridges, everybody from Ty Bridges to Nancy Pelosi's husband to Nancy Pelosi, I don't know. Anybody could be on the list. Obama could be on that list. You had no idea. People do stuff. And to say it's just a bunch of no-name people, yeah, I believe there are some no-name people, but I know if I had an island, I'd bring some hot shots. I bring some people just so I can't. I bring people that were important. I'd bring my Alec Baldwins, my Leonardo DiCaprios. I'd bring my Kevin Harts if I could. I mean, I'm just saying, Kevin. I mean, it's true. I mean, I try and I bring people to my island. I tell 50 to come through. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, Kendrick, you want to go to the island? Anybody? People that I admire, people that I respect, and might be they may be just lure to bring other people to the island. You got to bring showstoppers to the island. Brings all the whip all the dogs to the yard and they think it's better than yours. Kelly's, Kelly's. Nas, you gotta bring. Let's keep going.
So long. Pam Bondi tonight finally releases some. And what does she release? Basically nothing. Justice Department released a new batch of Jeffrey Epstein files after Attorney General Pam Bondi said she was reviewing classified documents in the case, but it's not the client list. It's some stuff we haven't seen, but it doesn't amount to much, and it's not a client list. But this isn't really what I'm making this video about. This is upsetting, and it should be. You should be pissed off that they're holding this back, and you should be asking questions why.
Were you upset when they were pissed when they were holding this back for the last 4 years? They didn't just get the list, Tizzy. Jesus Christ. This is the problem I have. I got Democrats who never want to keep it real, man. Tizzy, we know you did not vote for Jill Stein. I'm guessing, right? I know it doesn't matter who you voted for, man. If you side, your politics sides with the Democratic Party, which is most people who are in the media space, most people who are not MAGA type. I'm assuming, I'm making assumptions here, and forgive me if I'm wrong, Tizzy, because you could be the most independent person on the internet. You can be as independent as me, and I am independent. But if you're not upset with Biden for sitting on this for 4 years, when did Epstein leave us? It's been about 4 years. Biden could have at any time, well, not any time, I'm sure there's procedures, but why wasn't Biden talking about releasing these names? And why weren't Democrats complaining about it? Somebody produced a video of Tizzy about to go on a little rant. Why wasn't he upset when Biden wasn't releasing nothing? And everything that's been released so far by Payne Body is more than Biden ever did. I'm not saying it's enough. I'm saying they fell short. There better be more coming. This is bullshit. I say that. I didn't vote for Payne Body, neither did you. It's not up to me for her to be the Attorney General. Here's the thing. It's hypocritical when you are upset when one side didn't go to the Super Bowl when your team ain't even suit up. Your team didn't get on the field to play play scrimmage. Okay, so let's keep it real. That's how this looks. I could be wrong about you particularly. So let's take it off Tizzy. Let's put it on anyone who's doing a clap at Trump and Bondi for not putting out more. Where was all the smoke for the last guy? And Trump been in office a month and a half. And he's already produced more on this than any other president. I digress. Let's keep going.
No, I'm making this video about this. The House Judiciary GOP page on Twitter, because tonight they made a post that said, breaking, Epstein files released, including a link. And I want to walk you through what clicking that link shows us. Here we go. Everybody ready? We're going to click that link. Nope. There's a link right there. Click on it. So it redirects you to the link. And what is it? Because that screenshot, just as that was posted, I went, this is fake. This didn't really happen. Someone made this up. I'm not going to fall for it. So I went to their page myself. It's real. I took this screenshot myself, including the community note, letting people know it's not the Epstein files. It's Rick Astley. The Judiciary GOP page, run by Jim Jordan, thought America wants to know who helped this monster prey on children for so fucking long.
Yeah, America wants to know. Why didn't America want to know like 2 weeks ago or a couple months ago? Just saying, did America want to know 2 months ago? Did they want to know 6 months ago? I'm just asking because I remember seeing these videos when it was Biden's asses you could have held to the counter. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, look, Trump, he's got to do it. It's on him. He ran on it, okay? But just because somebody runs on it doesn't mean it wasn't an issue. Doesn't mean you shouldn't have held Biden accountable. In fact, if you care about women, like they say you do, or you want to vote for Biden, it's kind of like, yo, what a disrespect to women that he didn't. Kamala never talked about the Epstein list. I don't even think she could say the word Epstein. Did she ever even say the word Epstein? She was running on the women ticket. Like, I'm woman, protect women's body. She tried that till it didn't work. She was trying that for a minute, okay? With sprinkles of I'm black, but mostly I'm a woman. That's all she had, okay? It's a horrible campaign. Almost no one voted for. I think her own, I don't even think her husband voted for. I think honestly he was like, I can't do it. But so there was no mention of Epstein list. And this is why it gets performative and downright disgusting, because this is so obvious, man. Look. You are what you eat.
You know what we should do while they're all anticipating and really wanting to know? Let's play a prank. Let's make a joke out of children being victimized. Do you find this fucking funny? Because I'm not fucking laughing.
Oh, he's getting amplified. Tizzy going in, man. Tizzy, all I'm saying is I understand you upset. And you take really big offense. You are super offended by this. You insulted, they're insulting our intelligence. They think this is funny. And the subject matter is very much disgusting and it's effed up. And you know what? It's happening every day right now around you. It's happening right now. People are being trafficked right now. What about all the children trafficked at the border? Have you done a story about that? I'm just asking, because you seem very animated about these people that were victimized 10 years ago, 15 years ago at the Epstein Island. What about the children that were victimized just recently under Joe Biden's open border, those young children that were unaccounted for? And we assume that some of those, a large portion of those people, those children may have been trafficked. I don't see Democrats with any anger for that. You know what I'm saying? And look, I don't want to put it all on Tizzy. Tizzy's probably a good guy. I don't want no smoke. I'm just a truth teller, telling it raw, keeping it raw, keeping truth raw here for the American people. The American people deserve raw honesty, raw truth, and I'm trying to give it to them. But if you don't have the same, if you can't shoot your shot at the party that kept it going, I mean, Biden, you got current victims. There are current victims right now. People that were victimized because Biden did not give a damn, in my opinion. And I don't see the sense of urgency. That's all I'm pointing out. Where's the sense of urgency? Where's the concern? Where's the animus? Where's the, frustration? Where's the heat? See, guys, this is what I'm talking about. There is no heat. But let's keep going. He's going to end it off. I think he's going to go off at the very end, even more. Get him, Tizzy.
This is not funny. This is one of many, many disgusting fucking steps by the GOP. But this is, if you aren't outraged by this, if you supported them and you don't find this absolutely disgusting and you are not outraged, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you.
Would you declassify the 9/11?
Yo, Tizzy, you didn't support him, I understand, you're right, they should be upset. People are upset, but you're doing this because of political gain, I feel like, and that's what bothers me, man. Man, when I go at Democrats, I'm not doing it for political gain. I'm doing it to inform my people not to F with the Democrats. I want you to realize that you have been lied to by corporate media that wants you to stay in this burning house. And I'm trying to tell you the only way out, I legitimately see only one way out, and that is out of this house. We'll figure the rest out once we get out. First, let's get to safety, away from the Democratic Party, and then we can regroup and decide, do we want to try to build a new party? Do we want to go with an existing other party? What do we want to do? What are our priorities as a people? Black people need to delineate from the bullshit. We need to separate ourselves politically from the Democratic Party. We need not to be in anybody's pocket. How are you going to be in somebody's pocket and they ain't even paying your bills? So I'm very upfront about my motives, man. I'm not saying I'm so pristine. You know what I'm saying? I go at the Democrats. If I could build this network up and have more people, and I have more people that did other things. One person can't do it all. You look like Stephen A. Smith, who should be jumping back and forth, trying to keep both sides happy. You're like, I can't do that. That's what it looks like. You know how people see Stephen? Y'all see Stephen A. Smith? 1 minute he came for the Democrats. Next minute he roasting the Democrats. Next minute he's giving Trump his props. Next minute he's shitting on Trump. Like, he don't know where he's all over the map because he's responding to like all the ways he needs to be in order to keep his butt cheeks from being impaled by corporate media. Like, he's got to deal with that, and then without being embraced as a guy who overlooks all issues that impact Black people. I get it. But that's how you're going to look. You're going to look like a hypocrite and wishy-washy and some more stuff. Back to this, Tizzy. There are people being trafficked. It bothers me, man. It really does. This bothers me, man. I didn't see the same type of fire under the administration before this one. And it wasn't that long ago. I still had time to call this out. A year from now, I won't be able to say this because it'll be like, oh, Trump been president for a year. Why are you talking about Biden? No, I'm saying 2 months ago, there was another guy in that office and he had been there for 4 years. He'd also been vice president for 8 years. He'd been in the White House for 12 years. Where was y'all talking about this shit? Why was y'all talking about this under Biden? Kamala had been, in D.C. for 4 years, Biden for 12, Obama for 8. Why are these questions to Obama and his crew? Where is the scathing, eviscerating, soul-crushing, head-busting concussion to the Democrats for their lackadaisical, benign neglect of women, their pathetic, lackluster performance in this area of protecting our babies, man? Where is that? Where's the lack of empathy and just decency and caring for our most vulnerable people? And that would be our children, the children from other countries who are not even, and that's just the border, but also, okay, Black women in this country who have been an ongoing epidemic of Black women coming out missing. Once again, it's like every few hours a woman's missing. A Black woman's gone missing. A new Black woman has just been disappeared since I've been doing this show tonight. And I didn't hear a mumbling fucking word from liberal TikTok. And I know I'm missing somebody because there's no way I watch everybody, but the algorithm is so lame on you guys. Look, if you were doing the work, that shit never bubbled up, son. You could have been doing the work. So I want to put out a caveat for anybody who's been on this shit, who's been talking about it. I want to give you the respect of saying, I just didn't see you. I would shout you out now if I knew you existed. But you got to admit, if you've been doing this work, why doesn't somebody whose whole life is the internet, is this, why I never knew about you? And we know that what that is, right? Their answer is the algorithm. You never got enough push. It has not been a need. There's not been a desire, a hankering for what you're talking about to make any platform that you're on push you to the top. Because ain't nobody searching for it. Because America really don't give a damn. They only care because of the celebrities that are involved. Just like we don't care about people shot by cops. We don't care about people going home hungry. You know, we don't care about the poverty rate. None of these things matter. If they mattered, they be fixed. Because we'd be on it so hard. And if they wouldn't be fixed, they'd be common knowledge. Half of America went back to sleep about the insurance companies denying people coverage. And that just happened 2 seconds ago. Anyway, I'm going to keep it going, guys. Give it up for that segment. Hit the like button. Let people know Tim Black Show is putting in work. That's what happens. That's what happens. That's what happens on a Friday. We kick ass. Shout out to Tizzy Entertainment for letting me use this clip without a copyright hit. Shout out for Tizzy. Tizzy's on X. He's also on TikTok. He's tolerable. No, what I mean is, like, you know what I'm saying? He's tolerable as in I disagree with him, but his good outweighs the things I disagree with him on. So from time to time, I check him out when he's putting out stuff, and I'm glad to follow him on X. And I don't follow everybody, so I follow him on X because I respect his work. Go follow Tizzy Entertainment on X. Tell them Tim Black sent you, because, you know, got to stand behind your criticism. Don't run from criticism. All right, guys, we're doing big numbers now. Let's look. I need a like. We need to get to 500 likes tonight because, damn it, I'm up here doing this under duress. Kobe Bryant used to play hurt. Isaiah Thomas played hurt. In fact, Isaiah Thomas and I have more in common now. I understand it. Isaiah Thomas. Shout out to Isaiah Thomas. I'm playing hurt, but I'm gonna keep playing. And we're gonna do it, Johnson. Let's move on, man. We got more. We got more on the deck, Johnson. You guys ready? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And for the record, guys, there are a lot of MAGA people that are very upset. There are people that are very upset. They're probably missing out, rising up on the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? But there are people upset with Trump right now about this. And that will help drive the momentum to get more names out, to get more information out. That's a good thing. Respect. Can we go to Elon Musk? No, let's not do Elon. I'm sorry. That's Jasmine Crockett. Before we do Jasmine, I got two stories. Both of these are important. We got Epstein. We just did Epstein. I'm sorry. What am I doing? No, this is Ukraine. We got Ukraine. Trump and Zelensky went at it. We got to cover that. We also got to cover Jasmine Crockett Unhinged. We got to get to that, guys. This is a Tim Black Show. We do this every every day except Tuesdays and Sundays here on the Tim Black Show. Become a member. Go to jointimblack.com to become a member of the show. Starting going to be $5 a month, not $5 a day. Though you can do that if you got it. Let a player play. Pick up a legacy mug at timblackmug.com, timblackmug.com. We're on X, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, even Instagram that they show us no love. I don't know why. It's something I said. Something I did something. I like this because it's got a lot of clips and it tells the story for you. First things first, I reported on Zelensky. I reported on the war in Ukraine. Obviously, it's a war. I had to cover it at some point. I don't do that much geopolitical stuff, but there was times I felt like I wanted to say something, so I said something. I jumped in. I said what I felt. My story hasn't changed. But let's go to what happened today when Zelensky came through. He came here to talk to Trump, and they talked, and it did not go well. It did not go well. I have a series of clips to play for you regarding the Ukraine war, Trump, Zelensky showdown, the clash.
Over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. This thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America,
I'm going to say this, man. I was surprised to see Zelensky look as upset as he did. I know he's a former actor or former comedian or whatever, and maybe he's putting it on a little bit, but he did seem pretty visibly upset with what Trump's saying. I mean, he looks like, if you weren't, I'm punching your stomach, Trump, if you wasn't Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looks visibly like, look at this, this is
alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe.
And he does not seem comfortable here.
It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but
I mean, Putin's killing people. His army's killing people. There we go. Let's go to this. Here we go.
You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2014.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2020.
Trump does not like this conversation where this is going, and he doesn't like the fact that Zelensky's putting him on the spot. I understand that. I mean, I get it. I mean, you come to my house to talk shit to me. That's really what you did. But and what Zelensky's saying isn't all wrong, 2014, this marks the duration of the current phase of the conflict, though the brought up Russia-Ukrainian war. including annexation of Crimea and fighting in eastern Ukraine, dates back to 2014, making it over a decade long in total. There we go. But the full-scale invasion began in 2022. Was Zelensky. Damn it, Z is right.
The situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversations, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems?
Hold on a second here, guys. I got to interrupt and just say, here's Zelensky had Vance there kind of because he's like, look, this guy, he does not pay attention to negotiations. He said ceasefire, and he did not cease, and so we can't trust this guy. So what kind of diplomacy can you have with a guy who won't keep his word with you? And instead of addressing it, JD Vance gaslights his ass. Says, how dare you come talk to us like this in the White House? You know who we are here. He hi-hats him, gives him the hi-hat. He tries a big dog, little dog him. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does instead of addressing and saying it, straight up. I mean, Trump was very straight up and very honest and point blank about this. You can't win, so it's over, so just go home. And it's in this shit right now. But Zelensky's point is not addressed by J.D. Vance, other than to say, hey, you want to live or not? And maybe if J.D. Vance just said, hey, look, man, yeah, he's a scoundrel. He's a scumbag. A scumbag with a lot of guns and a lot more money than you and a lot more fortitude than you, and he's already beating the shit out of you, and it's not going to stop. And even, all the best minds see it going this way. If it keeps going, it's just going to, and if we ever pull out, which we're about to do, you're done. So that's why you still have us to help you get a win here in some form or fashion. Let's do that now, because when we pull, you will get nothing from Vladimir. Do you understand that? And you will have more deaths, more destruction, more deterioration, lose more ground just when you get to the same place. You understand what I'm saying? It may be worse later. Because if we pull, it's over for you. This is keep it real. If we pull, the rest of the European Union will pull and you are done. And that's what J.D. Vance could say, but J.D. Vance is a better speaker. So J.D. Vance is in love with the art of the tongue, and he's going to keep talking.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak.
J.D. Vance made it about him going to Biden, going to campaign for Joe Biden. Look, man, here, you went against our opposition, you know what I'm saying? You thought maybe we were going to lose, and now we win, and now you sit here, and that's part of the reason why we're throwing you to the wolves, y'all. Damn, could it be any plainer? Could it be any plainer than that? That was kind of real from J.D. Vance, man. Yeah. That should be part of the story here. I don't know. Maybe it is part of the story. I haven't been following it like that. I'm just doing my own take on it. But I'm saying J.D. Vance basically said, hey, you all up Biden's ass. You campaigned. You went with him during the campaigns. And it looked like you were supporting him because Biden was somebody helping you no matter what. And now he's not the guy. And now, how's this looking for you?
Very loudly about the war.
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been
only
alone.
In this cabinet.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have our military equipment,
if
you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look. If you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you what,
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
Damn, that is riveting stuff, man. This is amazing right here. Now, I know, that some people may not be into this. What I got to say, this is riveting. This is, wow. Look, Zelensky needs to listen. He needs to listen. Has the Democrats has the liberals, had anyone talking about this a lot? I don't know if they've been talking about it, but this needs to be addressed, Johnson. What they're saying here, very clear, very in your face right now. Donald Trump is saying, look, man, get your head out your ass. You are dying over there. I'm trying to stop a war over there. And I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how much money you're making or whatever's going on or what your true motivations are. but you're being an idiot. You're alive and your men are dying. So we ain't going to keep up this facade like this is going somewhere. It's not. And don't talk to me about what Biden did or what Obama did. I ain't them. I'm Trump. And I'm going to get this done. And you're in the way. You're holding up progress on saving you. I don't need this, right? I don't need it. My people don't want us there. This is not a Biden administration. My people do not want us involved in Ukraine. The Democrats, the party of peace. The Democrats, the party of peace, are the party that are fine with the Democrats staying in, keeping us engaged and helping a war continue. Isn't that something? The Democrats supposed to be the party of peace. When I was coming up, you could make the argument of why you could be a Democrat. When I was coming up, the argument for being a Democrat existed. Now it no longer exists. You can't say war, peace. You can't say peace. You can't say supporting civil rights. You can't say that. If you are, you're just nostalgic and you believe in fairy tales and myths. You believe in the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus still. You're goofy. But the party of peace is the party that supports the Ukraine war, keeping that going, keeping a war going that has no end date, as well as the bombing in Gaza and not doing shit in Congo, in Africa, for people that are being decimated, basically cleansed off the earth, okay? Exterminated. So, like, what is this? The Democrats, I don't see a reason on earth, I'm back to it, why you would support them. Trump is more of a peace candidate, a peace president, than Biden and Obama combined, okay? Let's make that clear here. So, you should have trepidation. I know people want to say people supported Trump just because Trump was manly. Well, Biden was more interested in wars than Trump was, so what's more manly? If you want to say toxic masculinity, what's more toxic than going to war in unwinnable or proxy wars in unwinnable situations for the other guy? What's more toxic than that? That's the ultimate of toxicity. But I didn't hear Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid and all these others talk about that shit. And you won't hear them because they want to keep jobs. They want to continue staying on the corporate ladder. You know, so at the end of the day, right here, Trump is saying it very clear. And I appreciate him for doing that. Let's go back and see what else is said here.
A tough deal to make because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia...
Source tonight is the Secretary of State.
Okay, here goes Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is going to put a fine point on this and make it kind of clear about how he feels. And look, once again, look, guys, you ain't got to be a Marco Rubio fan. But what you got to have now, we got to rise above who you like, who you don't like. Listen to Marco Rubio explain as Secretary of State what just happened there. It's going to be pretty, I think, reasonable.
Who is in that room today, Marco Rubio. Thank you so much, Secretary Rubio, for being here. We just heard from President Zelensky. He said he does not think that he owes President Trump an apology for what happened inside the Oval Office today. Do you feel otherwise?
I do, because you guys don't see, you guys only saw the end. You saw what happened today. You don't see all the things that led up to this. So let me explain. The president's been very clear. He campaigned on this. He thinks this war should have never started. He believes, and I agree, that had he been president, it never would have happened. Now here we are. He's trying to bring an end to this conflict. We've explained very clearly what our plan is here, which is we want to get the Russians to a negotiating table. We want to explore whether peace is possible. They understand this. They also understand that this agreement that was supposed to be signed today was supposed to be an agreement that binds America economically to Ukraine, which to me, as I've explained, and I think the president alluded to today, is a security guarantee in its own way, because we're involved. It's now us. It's our interests. That was all explained. That was all understood. And nonetheless, for the last 10 days, in every engagement we've had with the Ukrainians, there's been complications in getting that point across, including the public statements that President Zelensky has made. But they insisted on coming to D.C. This agreement could have been signed 5 days ago, but they insisted on coming to Washington. And there was and should have been a very clear understanding. Don't come here and create a scenario where you're going to start lecturing us about how diplomacy isn't going to work. President Zelensky took it in that direction, and it ended in a predictable outcome as a result. It's unfortunate. That wasn't supposed to be this way, but that's the path he chose. And I think, frankly, sends his country backwards in regards to achieving peace. which is what President Trump wants at the end of the day, is for this war to end. He's been as consistent as anyone can be about what his objective is here.
Okay, so Trump wanted a ceasefire today. He wanted to be able to announce a win. He ran on it. He said, day one, I'm going to get this done. I don't know if you know, but it's past day one. So he wanted to get that done today. He wanted to do that. If you're a person that wants peace in Ukraine, this is what Trump was trying to get done for you, okay? If you want to stop sending money to Ukraine, I don't know if that's going to happen because he's talking about facilitating some things in Ukraine that's going to require money, but it won't be money for war, okay? So that's one thing. The other thing is this. Look, man, I understand. I get it. Zelensky may have a problem. Right? He may have a problem with stepping down from defending his country, ceasing to defend his country, given the invasion, given what Putin has done. I mean, Putin attacked Ukraine. Ukraine didn't attack. Putin didn't attack Russia. So I get it. I understand it. But this has been going on for years. And I'm like, I understand the frustration. I understand the pain. But my brother, and I'm just taking him at his word. I know there's people that say that Zelensky is a bad actor, picking up money, fancy life, doing this, doing that. I don't know about none of that. That's where I'm coming from. I think you can find out with probably anybody in politics at this level. The thing I'm focused on here is saying I understand why this is frustrating, why people would hesitate, but when there is no win in sight. He can do what he want to do, but he ain't going to do it with our money. How about that? How about we just put it there like that? You can do what you want to do, but you ain't going to do it with our money. And you put it like that, that's going to change things, and the phone is going to ring. So look, we need to help you negotiate this win. I ran on it. I can help do that. I got a better relationship with Putin than you do. Putin won't even talk to Zelensky. He doesn't even recognize Zelensky as the leader of the country because he didn't have a real election. He annexed the election or whatever. I don't know. Zelensky did not have a real election, so he was basically kept the presidency without going through a democratic process. So Putin's like, you're not even the president of Ukraine. I don't even know. Get him out of here. I want to talk to this guy. You don't even get on the phone with each other. You understand what I'm saying? People need to understand how bad this is. So this is where we are. Okay. I'm playing one more clip, and then I'm going to wrap it up for you in a way that is historic, I think, will explain this all. Here goes Trump after the meeting talking to reporters about what just happened.
This, Putin, that, all negative things. He's got to say, I want to make peace. I don't want to fight a war any longer. His people are dying. He doesn't have the cards, just so you understand it, okay?
Did you tell Zelensky to leave the White House?
I don't have to tell you that. Go ahead. I think you know the answer to it. What? Wait. Look, I don't trust or distrust anybody. I just want to get a deal done. And if the deal happens, good. But you can't embolden somebody that does not have the cards, and all of a sudden that person says, oh, well, now I can keep fighting. We're not going to keep fighting. We're going to get the war done or let them go and see what happens. Let them fight it out. I want anybody that's going to make peace. If he's capable of making peace, which he may or may not be, but I want somebody that's going to make peace. Again, he doesn't have the cards. When we sign up, he's got all of the cards. That doesn't mean he can fight. He's got to stop the fighting, stop the death. He's losing hundreds of thousands of soldiers. It's time to stop the death.
How could anybody be against the logic of stopping the death in a situation you cannot win? Do you want to go to World War III with Russia? I don't think you want to. Progressive Democrat or liberal Democrat or middle of the road, Panera Bread Republican mom or whatever you are. I don't think you want to go to nuclear war Or do you want to see a nuclear war? I don't think you really do, Johnson. And this is not going to end well for Ukraine. I mean, I was looking at this in different ways, and like all the best military minds say the best they could do really is try to eke out some type of accommodations in some type of basically a surrender type of situation. And I know that sounds bad, but brokered by Trump, like that's what you do. And if Trump pulls out, the opportunity for that becomes less and less realistic, okay? Zelensky's leverage hinges on Western unity and aid, both of which are uncertain with Trump's ambivalence to Europe and Europe's division, its divided stance on guarantees like NATO membership. Okay, so it don't look good. And why you want to boast this guy up? Trump said it very plain, guys. Like you want to tell somebody, even if you like him, look, go out there and fight. You don't go out there and fight and get your head knocked in. Okay, this guy is destroying it, and there are other things to do, and it's not just your pride here. It's you're throwing more bodies at this. They were drafting people my age. They're drafting 50-year-old men. I can do a lot of things, but going to the field of battle and war is not one of them that I can do. Give me a mic, I can talk. You know what I'm saying? But so they're drafting 50-year-old men to go out to war. You understand that? That's what they're doing. The draft in Ukraine. And they still don't got enough people. You understand what I'm saying? People are fleeing Ukraine to avoid the draft. Okay? Real nice of you to talk about, oh, look at all the people that, yeah, you know what's worse than all the people that have died so far in Ukraine? More people dying in Ukraine.
How long do you see it taking?
Well, he says he wants it now. He wants to come back right now, but I can't do that. They should have an immediate ceasefire. That was the other thing he didn't want to do about ceasefire. A ceasefire could take place immediately. A contract, if you want to end the war, you sign up an agreement. That's going to take a period of time. It takes time. I want it to end immediately. And I think if you had a ceasefire, it would be a ceasefire, a real one, that would end it. But he doesn't want to do that. That's fine. Do a better deal. I want it to end immediately. I want a ceasefire now. He said, oh, I don't want a ceasefire. Well, all of a sudden, he's a big shot because he has the U.S. on his side. Either we're going to end it or let him fight it out. And if he fights it out, it's not going to be pretty. Because without us, he doesn't win. Let me tell you. It doesn't matter what I'm considering. I'm just telling you. You saw what I saw today. That was not a man that wanted to make peace. And I'm only interested if he wants to end the bloodshed. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I got to agree with Trump here, man. And it is what it is. Call me what you want. I know you're going to be calling me names. But at the end of the day, man, yeah, this is an unwinnable situation. You can go back to 2015 when I talked about this. I did my first video on this issue. I just came in and I said, Zelensky, you can't trust America to ride you, to support you throughout this. At some point, America's going to pull support, and you're going to be left alone with Putin right there at your door, knocking you down. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Because we're not going to stay the course with you for so long. At some point, America will lose interest and appetite. I'm surprised we've gone on this long giving money. I really am surprised. I'm surprised we supported it this long. Wow. The money that was given to Biden, must have been something like this. The hookups that Hunter got from the Ukrainians or whatever in those deals that was done under Biden must have been great because that kept us doing more than I thought we would ever do. I mean, I thought, who else is surprised that America's been involved helping aid this long? I mean, Jesus Christ, it's amazing. I mean, we went through recession, we went through COVID, shutdowns, money problems, issues, inflation, and we still managed to send billions of dollars to Ukraine, though. That is crazy. That is crazy. And there are people that are still criticizing America for saying, hey, when's enough? This is it. Well, you can just keep going on and on like a junkie. Like, you just keep getting, junkies just keep smoking. So they decide they want to, what you gonna do? At some point you got to pull your money, and that'll help them with their addiction, because it's like, well, I got no more money. I got no more money. I got to do something else. I'm at the bottom of the bottom. So Ukraine may have to hit rock bottom for them to recognize what's happening here. But here goes something I want to share, man, because I want to break this down in a way that I think will make sense to people that don't know much about the geopolitical thing. And I'm one of those people, man. I defer to greater minds, people more. And when I say greater, I'm willing to defer to others who have taken more time, spent more time of their life, devoted it to understanding the ins and outs of what's going on with Ukraine. And there's a number of people out there that have been on top of this. So shouts out to them. So picture this. This is my analogy. Picture this. Russia and Ukraine are in this toxic marriage, right? Russia's the controlling, heavy-handed husband. Think of him as a guy who's always yelling, breaking stuff, and demanding everything his way. Ukraine's the wife who's been putting up with it for years, but she's done. She wants out. She wants the kids, which in this case are her land, her home, her whole identity, and she's ready to file for divorce. Oh, and she's got an eye on a new partner. NATO. NATO is a swinging, you got a nice ride, got a good job, got some bling, and a good credit score, 800. This charming, well-armed neighbor who promises protection and a fresh start. Now, this merge has been rocky forever. Back in 2014, Ukraine started flirting with NATO, sneaking out to coffee dates. Think of Crimea getting snatched as Russia finding out and smashing the furniture in a rage. He took the guest room, Crimea, and started hovering over the kids in the east, Donetsk and Luhansk, saying, "You're mine and you're not going anywhere." Ukraine's like, "I'm not your doormat anymore," and starts packing their bags. "I'm not your doormat anymore." Starts packing their bags. Then 3 years ago, February 2022, Russia loses it completely. He doesn't just yell. He storms in. He trashes the house, moves all the furniture around, tries to drag Ukraine back by force. He's screaming, "You don't get to leave me!" The kids are gone. The kids are mine. And you're not hooking up with NATO. Ukraine's fighting back with everything she's got, chairs, lamps, whatever she can swing. Because she's not just after a divorce now. She wants full custody and her life back. Here's where it gets really messy. NATO standing outside the house, tossing Ukraine some pepper spray and baseball bats, saying, "You got this, girl." But he's not stepping aside. He's not stepping inside. Not yet. He's supportive, but he's not ready to take the punch from the Russia himself. Meanwhile, Russia's buddies, like Belarus, are egging him on. And the neighbors, Europe, are split. Well, I always did like him. I like Russia. Russia's all right with me. And, that Ukraine, she's such a busybody. I've seen her. She doesn't speak and she doesn't wave. And look how she keeps her cans. Who puts their cans out the day before trash day? Put them out the same morning or the trash pickup. I just can't with her. Some are slipping Ukraine supplies through the back door. Others are just peeking through the curtains, hoping it settles down. So where are we now? 3 years into this brawl, Russia's still swinging, claiming chunks of the house, about 18% of it, and he's not backing off. Ukraine's bruised but scrappy, holding her ground with NATO, whispering sweet nothings about moving in together someday. The kids are laying a caught in the middle. Some stuck with Russia, some still with Ukraine, and everyone is exhausted. The big question is, how is it going to end? Some folks think Ukraine might get a restraining order, maybe a ceasefire deal where Russia keeps part of the yard. Russia keeps part of the yard, but backs off a bit. Others say Russia's too stubborn, too fueled with rage and pride, and will keep fighting until Ukraine's too tired to resist, or until he runs out of steam, which could take years. Worst case, Ukraine's left with nothing but a burned-down house, unless NATO finally mans up and steps in, which risks turning this into a neighborhood brawl nobody wants. And what's Ukraine hoping for from Russia? She wants them to say, fine, take the kids, I'll leave you alone. But that's a pipe dream. Russia's not conceding type. Russia is not the conceding type. He ain't gonna give in. He'd rather torch the place than let her walk away happy with NATO. Best she might get is him agreeing to stop trashing the house for a while, but only if someone like, say, Uncle Sam, under new balls, twists his arm hard enough. And that Uncle Sam was Trump. That's the United States. That's the vibe. That's the truth. So that's what you got here, guys. Trump trying to make sense of this crazy reality show that's actually more, the most bloodiest reality show on TV you've seen yet is what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. And I don't see it coming to an end anytime soon unless Zelensky gives in or gives a little or a lot. Life or death, baby. All right, guys, let me know what you think about that analogy, what you think about the show so far. That was my take on the Ukraine and the Trump clash today. Hit the like button if you like the content. Don't forget to go join us. Go to jointimblack.com, become a member of this show. I'm your humble commentator and your hard-nosed deliverer of the truth bombs on a daily basis. I got a new shirt, guys, I want to tell you about. It's called Built for This, because we are built for this. And it just came to me. It's like, I want something that exemplifies the pride and resilience that my people show, that we are we're going to stand 10 toes down on what we believe. We will not move off our square for nobody. This is what we're about. So that shirt is a new shirt, a new design. And I put it on all types of stuff because I think it's great. I'm going to have it out next week. I'm going to be rocking it. I'll let you see it then. But built for this. That's right. The truth, we need the truth. And I'm built to give it to you. You got to be built to take it. All right. Let's move on to the last story, guys. Can I get some shares? Hey, Twitter, can I get some retweets? Twitter. Can I get some retweets on Twitter? If anybody's watching on Twitter, can you retweet the joint for me? I'd like you to retweet this because, damn it, I need help on Twitter. And I think our message matters, and it'll help us reach more people on Twitter. So how about that? How about we get some love on Twitter, y'all? I want to thank everybody that's tuned in. We got almost 500 people on your Twitter right now. That's good for us because we don't really do big numbers on Twitter. And we're doing just about the same amount of numbers we're doing on YouTube. We're doing more on Twitter than we're doing on YouTube. Ain't that something? Damn. I think we're doing it even, 4 and 4. That's beautiful, man. Thank you. I want to give it up for everybody, man. Thank y'all, man. Damn. If you're on YouTube, could you share this as well? Hell, we're doing okay tonight, man. Thank you guys for showing love to the Tim Black Show, man. Thank you, Buck. Thank you, Black Mama. Thank you to the people that support the channel. Tim Black's Wolfpack in the house. I appreciate y'all, man. I want to put, I got a banner up here, some of my Patreons. I want to get to this quickly, man. We need to get to this because we got to do Jasmine Crockett. Let's go to Jasmine Crockett, y'all support. Can we do Jasmine Crockett for a minute here, guys? Let's do this. All right. So, Jasmine Crockett, man, every time I turn around, she's in the news for the Democratic Party doing what she does. And I have my own issues with her, and I got some things. I got some clips I want to run about what she's currently been on lately. And I think sometimes we get locked into our own little ways. You know what I'm saying? So I want to look at this with clear eyes. Once again, we take the MAGA goggles off. Don't put on the Democratic goggles. None of that BS. Let's look at it for what it is. Here goes Jasmine Crockett. She's complaining. She was complaining about people, the clip that was released of her about the $5,000 that Elon Musk or Trump said, we get the money back from the Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. If we pull back money, we save $1 trillion or $2 trillion, we'll be able to cut a check to every taxpaying American to the tune of about $5,000 per taxpaying American. And Jasmine Crockett, she put out a clip saying, she said something, she made comments about it, that this was a bad idea. She talked about everything except the issue. Like, really, she got off topic like hell. It was a horrible interview. Worst interview I've ever seen her have. And I've seen her have some bad interviews. This was, bar none, the worst interview Jasmine Crockett has ever had. Okay? In fact, in the later version of this, I'm going to put that interview in just to show you how bad it was. I mean, I eviscerated her for this. She would not stay on topic at all. She did a bunch of word salad that made no sense. I don't know why anybody thought it was coherent. It was incoherent. It was jacked up. It was all over the place. And at the end of it, she says, the reporter tried to get her back to the topic, which was the Doge money that could be given back to American citizens. And she started off, she said very clearly in the camera, she said, I don't know what $5,000 would do. She took a breath in a beat, and then she said, when you lose your job, when your car don't run, when things ain't going right. She said all these things as if that made any difference. Let's play the clip of her complaining about how she was taken out of context.
Hey, I hope y'all can hear me. I know it's late for most of y'all if you are still on East Coast time or Central time, but I just wanted to go live really quickly because y'all is wearing me out. Like, you know, I better understand why black folk got hoodwinked and got caught up and started saying that Kamala wasn't black enough or she wasn't even black at all and all this kind of stuff, because legitimately another member of Congress sent me a video.
So you didn't see it yourself, though? You on the internet? You didn't see the clip of people roasting your ass? I mean, it was like everywhere. It went viral. People were roasting the shit out of you. So you're lying, first of all, about that. Second of all, the fact that you're relitigating Kamala Harris getting her ass kicked is disgusting. It's shameful that you would even do that. You know, you're not an honest broker at all. Honestly, let's keep it a buck. Her campaign sucked. She sucked. You were a surrogate because you're biased to the 10th degree. Like nothing you're gonna say is gonna matter. So why would even you go there? Why would you start off defending something that's obvious? Kamala Harris is an Indian, Asian American who had a Jamaican dad. Okay, that's it. And then you want to relitigate that shit all over again. Just to delineate people that are watching, to get your sycophants back on the listening, to say, yeah, we agree, she looked black. Dumb shit. Dumb, stupid. So let's keep going, but, you know, I got to stop her when she says, you know, things that are totally don't make any sense, which is going to be a lot.
Of a woman who supposedly is a teacher, and I'm saying supposedly because I am hoping to God that this woman is not an educator of our future scholars.
She just threw somebody a bone because she's actually pointing out. So here's the thing, guys. Jasmine Crockett is very much upset. This hurt. Whoever put out this video clip of her, whoever this teacher is, sister, shout yourself out. You a teeth chipper. You just chipped her teeth. Whatever you said, because she basically just amplified you. And that's something they never want to do. They never want to give you credit. They want to dish you. I've had people do that to me, Bakari Sellers, Dr. Johnson, whatever his name, I forget his name. Different people, Tiffany, Tiffany Cross. Had these people shit on me. They never want to mention you really by name. You know, and they want to marginalize you, but they want to talk about you because you got to them. Here is Jasmine Crockett doing just that right here. This is what it is. She addressed, she's doing this because it hurt. She is making this video of her own accord because it resonated with people. The attacks on her were working. It resonated on her. The next day I saw on Breakfast Club or something, that I saw on The View trying to show up her image. It hurt. Jazz was out of touch like most people in Washington, and it shows. And she's only doing this, folks. She's only doing this because a smart person would have told her, leave that shit alone. Don't give it any energy. If you give it any energy, it's going to get bigger. But instead of telling her the real, they act like it was not painful, that it did not make her look bad, and that she could address it. You can only address something if you actually have a good response to what was being said.
Because for whatever reason, people don't question when right-wing media puts out things about me. Now, would you think that I'm their bestie or that I am literally their number one enemy? Or for all of those saying we're the Democrats. And then when people
She just loves the camera way too much, and she just thinks people want to hear all this shit. Why come she can't talk directly? Speed this up, man. This is ridiculous. I think that I'm her bestie. She's just a performer. Who could look at this and not see that this woman is performing? I mean, really, we're gonna be honest, man. Can we be honest and say that's all she's doing? She got her 15 minutes of fame. She want to make it 20. Can we see this? Can we just admit that's what's going on? Can we be honest? That's all I'm saying. I mean, I have people that say, Tim, don't be so mean to Jasmine Crockett. Can you be honest with me? Maybe, if you'll be honest and say, yeah, she full of shit, dog. Yeah, she be hamming it up. It be cheesy. It be sad. It be weak. Look, she be doing that weak shit. You know what I'm saying? When she playing the position, Tim. Can you be honest and at least say that instead of acting like she's a voice for the people? Can you do that? See, that's what gets me angry is I envision people that fall for this. So if you contact me about Jasmine Crockett and you say, Tim, you ain't got to go at her like that. Well, at least acknowledge that, yo, you see what she's doing. Because if not, I got to go at her like this because there's too many people that obviously believe that this is a powerful fighter for the people. And she is nothing like that. She is a soldier for the Democratic Party. She is a soldier for the Democratic Party, nothing else. Not for black people. Stop doing that just because she got black skin. Cut it out.
people are out there and they're fighting for you, you immediately believe some of the most ridiculous stuff ever. You can go and look at all the videos of me and all the things that I fought for, even my conversations around reparations, and then
What'd you say about reparations? I roasted your ass for that. What'd you say about reparations, girl? You got on there and you soft shoot the shit out of reparations. You were horrible. All because you talked about it with Karen Hunter and that other dude for 2 seconds, and you made it sound like, oh, we just got these programs, and we're going to clean up the water. We're going to clean up some water in some bad areas that black people live in, and that'll be like reparations. You said the most disgusting, vile shit, okay? They're using our topics and issues that Black independent media puts out there. They're using it as a crutch to amplify themselves in order for them to stand on that they actually support these issues because they know we have our fingers on the pulse of the culture. Okay? That's what she knows. And she's fabricating it. She didn't. Her video, and I'm going to insert the clip. I'm going to play the clip of her talking this shit about reparations, and it was shameful. And I not only went after her, I went after Karen Hunter because it was on their platform, and Karen Hunter did not correct her ass. Karen Hunter allowed Jasmine Crockett to soft shoe, word salad, and totally obstruct and deviate and deflect from the issue of reparations instead of addressing it head on. She did worse than Kamala.
you're not even questioning. Like, this video kind of ended abruptly. Y'all ain't got no questions. Y'all just like, oh, okay. And legitimately, this ABC interview, it's on YouTube. Like, it's just a matter of like Googling. You can see the entire interview.
Yeah, you know, when you say people don't know what $5,000 would do, what $5,000 would do if you lose your job. Okay, everybody's not gonna lose their job, Jasmine Crockett. You know, so your whole point is stupid. Because you said some other stupid word salad shit after you said that does not change. It was horrible. You said, what good is $5,000 going to do when this happened? How you know that's going to happen? How you know these things that you say could happen are going to happen? Everybody not going to lose their job. Everybody don't work at U.S. aid office. Everybody don't work there. Not everybody, okay? Not everybody works as a federal worker for a particular agency that's getting cut. Some of them are going to fill out what they've been doing at their job and keep their job. We're going to get more into that later, but the point of the matter is Jasmine Crockett has no definitive information that will make you believe that everybody's going to be homeless and what's good is $5,000. But folks, if Jasmine Crockett was right and you would lose everything, the last thing you don't want is somebody saying don't give them $5,000. I mean, that's more money than we got during the pandemic. So you're stupid, Jasmine Crockett. Of course $5,000 matters. I don't care when you get it. If you get it when somebody gets, your dog gets run over, you got to take it to the vet, or if the car breaks down, or if there is nothing bad going on at all, still $5,000 is $5,000. And for you to discount it for any reason, does not the flex you think it is to say, they stopped the clip when I said that. And y'all just too dumb to know it. I'm tired of these shiftless ass, tether ass, whatever she is. I don't know what she is, but I'm tired of these people shitting on black people, talking down to us. I'm tired of the Reverend Al Sharpton nonsense that these black people have when they talk down to other black people. It's if we're not smart enough, cognizant enough, can differentiate between nonsense babble and real substantive talk, real structure building, positive energy, real energy, the straight dope that we need, the raw truth that I'm trying to deliver. There's a difference. What I'm saying is direct to the point. What she be saying be all over the place for dramatic effect. It don't have no point. $5,000 to my point. $5,000 is $5,000. And yesterday's price is not today's price. Now, we're almost
and if you have an issue with what I said, then that's perfectly fine, because, you know, for now, at least we live in a free country.
Whatever. And whatever. Yeah, we see the earrings. Let me get off the screen. Enough, guys. You know, so this video does not age well. It's not the flex she thought it was. It does not make her look better. It does not mitigate the fallout. You answered it, and it only gives me more opportunity to make this video about you. But my name is Tim Black. My name is Tim Black, Uncle Tim Black, okay? And this is my job, to do the best I can to give us some clarity in this situation, because what we have now is not clarity, okay? Here's the deal. Jasmine Crockett says a lot of nonsense, right? She does. She does, and I call her out on that all the time. But I've seen some things happen, and I was going to put a clip in here of this young brother doing it, and it bothered me, okay? This clip bothered me. And in the clip, it was a brother who, he appears to be black, but he's not black. He looks like Drake. In this video, it's this young dude, I think it's like in his late 20s. He looks like Drake, and he says something like, Jasmine Crockett is the ghetto queen, the new ghetto queen, the dumb airhead ghetto queen, and the something. And it just stuck me the wrong way. You know, because he doing the Drake thing. He was a rapper, failed rapper, and I don't know, maybe he's successful. I don't know, man. Forget his personal life. I don't think he's black, but I think he wants the aesthetic of blackness, if you know what I mean. If that makes any sense. Okay, and then he wants to use the talking points of racists that would say ghetto queen. You could call her dumb. You could call her nonsensical. You could call her phony. You could call her performing fake actress, whatever you want to call her. When you start using loaded terms that was used in the 80s against black women, against like lawyers that have, you know, made it into Congress, or against any black women, really, like using the loaded terms and stereotypes and slants and slanders of racists to make a political point just shows that everybody don't need a mic. And look, don't get me wrong, anybody can have a mic, but it just sounded so bad. And I just want to say, look, when we want to call Jasmine Crockett out on stuff, we should be able to call out on what we don't need on people like you really helping her, but being so toxic and going so below the belt that you are willing to add to a symphony of a bunch of flagrant ass bigots and racists in order to try to make your point, to make inroads with racists so you can build up your following. I don't know what you're trying to do, young man. Don't ever do that again. Be better than that. You are you're a liability by doing this. And you make things harder for somebody who's going to speak truth to power, like I'm about to do tonight. Because you're giving her sympathy. Because people are going to see that and be like, look at these fake black people up here, or black people up here using racist talking points against a sister. Disagree with her, call her out, label it something, stay away from racial tropes. Okay. And I was going to include the video, but why do it? Not necessary. I think I described it well enough. You know, just sort of like the Hodge twins. Hodge twins do this all the time. That's what you want to be. You want to be a Hodge twin? That's what you want to be? You want to be a Hodge twin? Huh? You want to be an LFR family? LFR family, I think they're okay. What's some other guys, the young guys? The Cartier family. That's what you want to do? You see the money they make and you want to do the same thing? There's a price for that. Hey, I'm just saying, money, look, man, I ain't gonna knock you. I just got here and said $5,000 is a lot of money, and people can use that to pay some bills up. That's a significant amount of money, not $5. $5,000. That's a significant amount of money. To just be dismissive of it because you don't like Trump is dumb, is disingenuous. So I'm not going to say I don't understand you want to make money, but there's a way to make money. And the Hodge twins, what they do, they throw black people under the bus using the same talking points of a racist in the 70s and the 80s that was able to do that shit publicly and keep a job. And Cartier family ain't far behind with what they allow. Because that's what the momentum is. This is far more white people on the internet who are racist than there are black people combined, okay? This is just the truth. There are more racist people on the internet who are anti-black than there are black people on the internet. So obviously that's going to bode well. You understand what you're doing? That's why it's working. It's not working because you're right. It's working because there are more racists on the internet than there are black people. Not because you got a solid point. Not because you're great at what you do. Because you did a bidding of the people to put the eyeballs on your content. These Hodge twins are entertaining when they do it. I will give them that. They're entertaining when they do it. So, Jasmine Crockett, all the, so I gave her that. I'm saying that. That's not really giving her nothing. That's the respect I give anybody. I'm not, that's not me giving her anything. That's me being responsible in doing my job, okay? Now, she made some comments that went further. These are the comments I want to address that are become a little bit more of an actual conversation.
Theories to Elon Musk boosted false USA conspiracy theories to shut down global aid. Now, while he was boosting those lies about U.S. aid, and he was stopping money going for, say, things such as Head Start, somehow the only money that didn't stop was the money to him and his organization. Now, I don't know how you can have him be the watchdog as well as the guy that is literally living off of the government. If we want to talk about government welfare, it looks like Elon Musk, because it's my understanding that just on yesterday, a new contract was approved for approximately $300 million for Elon Musk. So listen, I just want y'all to be honest. You want to sit here, you want to lie, because so often we hear, well, yeah, we did lie. In fact, he admitted that he lied when he was in the Oval Office yesterday. But if it's a lie that will get you into office, such as saying, I know nothing about Project 2025, yet on day one, you literally do everything that you can to implement it, including making sure that you put, say, one of the main architects of Project 2025 over the OMB, it's okay, so long as you get the power that you seek. The problem is that the game is going to be on the American people. And when I say the American people, I mean all of us. Unfortunately.
If you could speak direct.
Okay. Now, I want to address this because she said a lot here. And her delivery is garbage. I mean, her delivery to me is dumpster juice. I don't know why people think this is great. I mean, I disagree. I think it's a way to articulate it. But hey, I'm not going to get hung up on that. Let's look at the substance. Let's try to ignore the gratingness of her voice, her getting, hysterical, whatever. Not hysterical, but it's like, what are you doing? Why is all the extra? I mean, what are you performing for? What are you auditioning for? She's putting out an important fact here, and I would say this. At some point, Donald Trump will have to cut ties with Elon Musk. He will. I want to start off by saying that. At some point, Trump is going to remove Elon Musk from Doge. It's going to happen. All right, Trump came in, he had a mandate, his people wanted it, he got what he wanted, he's in office, he has good terms with Elon, and at some point, Elon will become more of a liability, and he will have to remove himself from Elon Musk. That's what's going to happen. I know it doesn't matter what you think, what I think, what anybody thinks about that. That's what's going to happen. It doesn't matter what Jasmine Crockett has to say on that. I think Elon is too problematic in many ways, and that's what's going to happen here. but he doesn't want to do it abruptly. And he also had a vision that he put out there. They put out a vision that said the first 100 days or so, they were going to run this rampant, fast track cutting of the government. They're going to do it so fast, you won't know what's going on. So people are expecting all this to be done by, I don't know, was it July? So that's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot going on for about 4 or 5 months, okay? And then I think the pendulum is going to swing a little bit and things are going to lighten up or some things are going to come back. I don't think things are gone forever, is what I'm trying to tell you. I think some of this is done for show. A lot of this is being done for show. And I believe that Elon won't be forever. And I believe that Dot does protest too much. You are protesting for no reason. It's show on the other side too. But Jasmine Crockett has a point that this is untenable to a certain degree. And when Elon Musk puts out information on Twitter or X, it should be accurate. Okay? You don't want to be speaking about what you've uncovered for it not to be true. And yes, I know there's a Gaza in Mozambique. The condom money was for Gaza, but it was Mozambique, not Gaza in Palestine or Israel or whatever. But yeah, that's a clear distinction to make. And once you realize it, and I don't even think you didn't know, I think it was a clever way for you to take a hit at who I don't really know. The government. I won't chalk this up as a coincidence. I think it was the intention was there. But since I can't prove it, I'll say this. Once you realized that you put out the wrong communication, that it was not Gaza, Hamas, it was Gaza in Mozambique or whatever, you should have been the first person to correct that. I correct myself all the time. I know I'm small, I know I'm just Tim Black, whatever, but I'm mighty when it comes to my people. I stand up for my people. So if I can go before my people and say, hey, I was wrong about that, let me correct myself, Elon Musk should be able to do the same thing. If not, he's not a good leader, period. All right, now, let's go to Elon Musk, because she put up a lot of stuff about Elon's money. Dog. Elon Musk has been getting money with the federal government under every president since Obama. To talk like he doing all this work with Trump to make money. Let me run this down. Under Obama, Musk companies, primarily Tesla and SpaceX, beginning their deep entanglement with federal funding. Though the scale was smaller compared to later years, the estimate of Obama's tenure, SpaceX pulled in around $4 to $5 billion in federal funding, or federal contracts, not funding, contracts. So she's talking about a $300 million contract. She's going on and on and on, acting like this is a crazy amount of money. $3 to $4 million contract, $300 million contract is what Jasmine Crockett's talking about. But Obama gave him a $4 to $5 billion contract. Okay. And while Tesla, a $465 million loan was a one-time infusion, not a recurring contract. So Obama gave Elon 10 times what Trump, under the Trump administration, was just allocated for Elon's company. And I don't even know which company it was. She didn't say. So do you understand what I'm saying? This don't make sense. Do you think if I could look this up, that Jasmine Crockett could look this up and include it in her rant? You're smart. You get it. You get it. You're one of the smart ones. You know if I could get the information, that Jasmine Crockett could too. She's got a staff of people to help her. Tim Black did this on his own, and I brought you the receipts. Now, here goes the question for the bonus points. Why do you think she didn't include this information here that shows that Obama gave 10 times the amount of contract money, awarded those contracts to Elon than Trump? And that's $3 to $4 billion back in 2009, between 2009 and 2017. That's almost 8 years ago, right? 6 years ago. It's worth more money now, right? And if you said because it's not convenient to her narrative, you get a bonus star. Okay, let's move on to the Biden administration. 2021 to 2025. Musk saw a ramp up in federal contracts under Biden. Under Biden, Musk saw more money than he saw with Obama under Biden. Why wasn't Jasmine Crockett complaining then? Why did she complain about the money he got under Biden? Once again, inconvenient. Over Biden's 4 years, SpaceX likely secured $13 to $15 billion in contracts with the federal government. With Tesla, he only got a modest 20 to 30 million. That's a totally rough 15. That's a total of roughly 15 billion. With SpaceX as the heavy hitter. Once again, Jasmine Crockett is jumping out the gym, sucking all the air out the room as if she's saying some really dope rhymes. Like she's really putting it down. Like she's giving you some hard-hitting facts. Like this is, oh my God, I can't believe $300 million contract. Meanwhile, Biden gave him a $13 to $15 billion contract, which is, I don't know what. I can't even do the math of that on my head. How many times is 300 million or 15 billion times 3? I don't know. It's a much bigger contract. I don't know the increase in percentages, but it looks like an 80% increase. I'm sorry, not an 80, an 800% increase for the from the third 300 million. The 15 billion was whatever. Yeah, 300 million today, 15 billion under Biden. I mean, come on. All right. So under Trump's second term, Tesla has no major new contracts. No major new contracts for Tesla under Trump. Okay, for Tesla. Now we know the controversy is the Doge. Okay, so that's it. And I agree. At some point, Donald Trump will have to break ties with Elon Musk. I think we all know it. I think he knows it. I think Elon knows it. I think this is not supposed to be forever. I think this was a short period of time. Let's do this. Let's clear up the waste. You ain't a politician. You can help me get it done. You won't take a live politically. You can get out and you're still rich, man. You just go do your thing. And we'd have done something that needed to be done in Trump's eyes or whatever. Okay? Or whatever. Whatever the reason you want to assign to it. SpaceX. Now, Tesla didn't get a new contract with SpaceX. Reports suggest SpaceX has secured at least $21 billion in federal funds since its founding, with a chunk under Trump's tenure. That's what they say. SpaceX. But we don't know. That SpaceX has been a continual thing, so you can just put that all on Trump because he got $15 billion from Biden on it. That's the contract. It's a continuation contract. So if you want to bring that up, that would have been a better thing to bring up, the $300 million contract. The SpaceX contract is the big contract. And he's had that for, I don't know, since 2009? Okay. The total estimate, too early for a full tally, but in 5 weeks, SpaceX likely maintains a $3 to $4 billion annual run-up rate from existing contracts. So SpaceX existing contracts, $3 to $4 billion, with Tesla holding steady at the prior levels. So that's it. Okay, so that's what we got to know. Okay, we got to know that this ain't new for Elon. She just trying to discredit Elon and say, well, he's doing this to give himself contracts. He already had contracts. Yeah, I agree that if you're going to say we need to make cuts, what kind of cuts can we make with you? You would think you would do that. Now, come on, Trump. Trump doesn't take a salary. Why? Because he says he doesn't need it. He wants everyone to stay with the U.S. American people. Why can't Elon Musk be the same way? I don't know, because he's running a business, right? Okay. But I'm saying, you do see that Trump recognizes perception matters. He did it for perception. It doesn't matter that he doesn't take his less than $300,000 salary, whatever it is, as president, but the perception is important to him, for him to maintain that perception. That he cannot be bartered. He cannot be bought. Get it? Makes sense. There's Jasmine Crockett. Let's go back to Jasmine Crockett. There's Jasmine Crockett. What she thought about Elon Musk.
And all of us, unfortunately.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Mr.
Crockett for 5.
Fuck off.
You could.
Is going to be on the American people. And when I say the American people, I mean all of us. Unfortunately.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Fuck off.
That's it.
Yeah, that was great. I don't even have a problem with it. I'm not gonna sit there and clutch my pearls. I say all types of stuff sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna police her. Hey, do your thing, girl. But see, this is performative. I am a commentator. I am not a lawmaker. So I can perform. I can do jokes. You can do John Witherspoon, a little bit of Bernie Mac, a little bit of Shaq right now. I can do a lot of Shaq right now because the way my face is doing right now. I can do some Shaq, and I like doing Shaq. Shaq is good, and I get the ball. I take the ball to the hole. I score a political knockdown on my opponents. I make money. I like making money. I'm gonna keep making money. I got some investments. I got with the smartest people in the business, and I continue to do that. And I don't care what nobody say. And my feet hurt, but my back hurt, but I got all the money. I am Shaq. And yeah, I can do that, but that's okay because I'm a commentator. This is not Jake Tapper. This is not Rachel Maddow. This is not Don Lemon, the Joy Reid Show. Okay. But what is she doing? Okay, I digress. It's a reason. It's a reason. People are like, what's the white guy that does the country sound from Kentucky thing, whatever his name is, Neely or something? They say, hey, that's not even how he talks, Tim. He's just doing that for show. What do you think Jasmine Crockett's doing? Yeah, people commenting, Tim, come on, that guy's always acting like that. Oh, come on now. Anybody that doesn't support cops, the next time you need help, call a crackhead. I thought that was funny. That was a good one-liner. I like that. I like talent. I recognize the delivery and the pacing on that was good. He gave time for the setup, and he delivered the punchline. That was great. He's performing. What do you think Jasmine Crockett's doing? See, that's the problem I have. When you can see chicanery, you can see one activity on one side, but to the other side, you're blind to the facts. You're blind to the facts. It just shows that you're infected, dog. Trump derangement syndrome. Democrat savior syndrome. You can beat this. You're built for this. But you got to try with me. Okay, so here goes Jasmine Crockett with more complaints, guys. Let's get to her because you're going to keep going. I think this is roughly the same stuff, but I want to make sure. Okay, let's make sure.
I now recognize the gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Crockett, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Mr. Talcove, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up where you left off really quickly. Just to be clear, the upgrades that you're talking about as it relates to our data processes, these aren't things that would be free, are they? They would cost some kind of. Before the Trump administration came in, this committee did exist in the form of the Oversight Committee, and our task is to root out waste, fraud, and abuse. In that vein, we had a number of hearings, at least last term. I can't speak for any other term as I'm only in my sophomore term, and we dealt with improper payments. And interestingly enough, our chairwoman, who is so passionate about this today, she missed every single one of those improper payment hearings. But just to be clear, I was there, so I don't want anyone to believe that Democrats just come to work and don't plan to do work. In fact, I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that the Republicans believe our job is, because right now they have relinquished their constitutional duties over to an unelected bureaucrat, someone who no one went out to vote for. And absolutely, he is occupying the Oval Office, as we saw yesterday, and that is a first for me.
He got invited into the Oval Office. It's like Obama invited Beyonce and Jay-Z and other people that you probably wish to hang out with, Jasmine Crockett. It's no big deal. And that's what presidents get to do. I didn't think it was cool to see those goofballs up in the White House, and I don't think it's cool to see a lot of people that Trump brings through. That little corny dude. With the what you gonna do, man? This is nothing. Get to the part that makes sense.
to see someone occupying the Oval Office who's never actually been elected to the Oval Office and actually answering more questions than the person that allegedly got elected. But
he's running the organization to this point. He's running the on-grounds thing. So that's not the point. Get to the part that matters, Jasmine Crockett. Bloviate.
For whatever reason, this is the first time we're having a Doge subcommittee hearing, and that guy's not here. Instead, we have y'all. So I do want to thank you for coming. But I will say this. It's also interesting to me that in the first few days of Doge existing, we know that they are trying to get rid of the Department of Education, USAID, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They're laying off FAA workers. They are going after the FDA, the CDC, the HHS, the FBI agents, and they're talking about getting rid of FEMA. And they brought y'all in. And I am going to say that I actually was shocked that there was only one person that seemed like he was an overt Trumper as you laid out your...
Goodness gracious, man. Jesus Christ. Is this what you signed up for, America? Is this what you want? Is this the dope? Is this amazing? Is this what you like? I didn't know. I need to reprogram how I do business. This is a bunch of nothing. Come on, man.
Because you actually were focused. You talked about what the American people are looking for us to do. We've actually consistently on this side of the aisle promoted this idea of making investments into technology so that we can do things such as, say, look at the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense that takes up approximately, 50% of our discretionary income. Or our discretionary spending, approximately 50% goes to Department of Defense. Department of Defense has not been able to pass an audit in the last 6 audits, and we're not talking about pennies. I understand that we want everything to be perfect, and if we could get all waste, fraud, and abuse out, that would be fantastic. But let me talk about the big numbers. The big numbers are on that side. When we look at, say, our entire workforce, our federal workforce, as we're trying to somehow fire all of them, they don't even make up a total of 5%. It's even less than that when we look at our budget. But let's talk about defense. That just happens to be the same side of the ledger that Mr. Musk gets the vast majority of his money from. In fact, at the same time that they were unlawfully, and we will stay in court, because on this side, we believe in law and order. We believe in, a number of us are actually lawyers, but nevertheless, we understand the Constitution. We believe in that as well. And so there's things such as, impoundment, right? Because as Mr. Whitson said, he said, we need to return.
Okay, God, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I try to get through it. Look, I try to give an opportunity to talk. This, I can't do the bloviating, the nonsense, the run-on sentences with the random rant about nothing. I just can't do it. Listen, guys, here's the deal. She's got a point. Yes, substance over style, okay? Substance over style here. Let's look at this, what it is. The big spenders are the military-industrial complex, right? That's where most of our discretionary money goes to. So why aren't you looking there? This is a solid point to make. Why are they not looking at places? And they're supposed to do an audit with the Pentagon. So she left that out. The Pentagon's big too. The Pentagon is big. They lost like $1 trillion. It's like, oops. I don't know what I did with that $1 trillion. I thought I gave it to you, Jim. No, you didn't give it to me. Samantha, I don't know what happened to it. It was sitting right there. Nobody got locked up. Nobody got probation. Nobody had to wear an ankle bracelet. Nothing. $1 trillion gone. Okay. So yeah, this point is valid. I know. I'm just going to walk out on faith and say, truth matters. It's true to call Jasmine Crockett a bloviating performer auditioning for something on some show or whatever, okay? But it's also the truth when you got a point that's solid. I do agree you should be looking at what's being spent in the military. But on that same token, you work with the Democrats who are not trying to end wars. They're trying to keep them going. And I won't hear you talk negatively about that. So the military spending, you're like, okay, we need to look at that. Let's do a fine-tooth comb on that. But you're not talking about ending the wars, money that we're sending for war. No, you're not talking about that at all. You rather call Trump a backstabbing traitor that's a Putin puppet for wanting to end a war that we're funding. With that same money, Jasmine Crockett, where's that money come from that we're sending to fund those wars? So it's a circle. This thing never stops. So it is both parties, folks. Both parties are suspect. They're both in it. Trump does not need Elon to slash their budgets of military spending. America, all they got left is military spending so that we can make friends and influence people and extort other countries with threat of violence. I just keep it real. That's what's happening. And protection rackets. You're going to need us to look out for you. That's what you're going to need. You're going to need us. So we here, we got the bombs. I hate to see something happen to your country. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if we ain't looking out for you, something could happen. USAID, let's do a covert takeover, regime change. Let's do. It's a lot of dirt with USAID agency. A lot of dirt with the alphabet soup, deep state as well. But Jasmine Crockett does make a solid point here when she says, what about the military spending? That is something that can be looked at. But I will say this. Cuts are not wrong. Tightening the belt needs to be done. Taking a sledgehammer and taking, it's one thing to do Americans, by and large, do not like the manner in which Trump is addressing this, the manner, but they like what he's doing. They want to see cuts. The way he's doing it, people don't like. They want to see some precision. They want him to do some, BBL work, some delicate work, some plastic surgery. He just hacking people off like he used to do in the 1800s, 1900s. Bite down on this. And just takes the saw out the back. Don't even clean it first. Just and saw your leg off. America wants you to go in with a scalpel, some anesthesia, and do it in a way in which is less painful. And I understand that, okay? But they do know the legs got to come off. That leg's got to go. This is what's got to happen. You like LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball just had his foot taken off. He didn't want that to happen. That's what had to happen, okay? I wonder if they used anesthesia in the scalpel or did they use the saw? I think they used anesthesia in the scalpel. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what the American people want. So Jasmine Crockett is right and wrong at the same time. She's right-ish. And I just say, hey, I understand they're in the limelight. Same thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and all these other people that acted the ass all this time. They had to, Marjorie Taylor Greene had to act an ass. Boebert's gone, right? Taylor Greene had to act an ass so that you would know who MTG is. Now she's trying to settle down a bit and be more recognizable, and she sees this 4 years as important to her life. And I think she's kind of got the picture. Jasmine Crockett, hopefully one day will get there. All this showboating and presentation, all this loudness, I don't see how it serves her, but I understand it and I see it for what it is. Let's try to listen to her arguments without making it about her style, which is very off-putting. It's like always grandstanding, and it's totally wrapped in, I work with the Democrats. What about the people? I want to show that the Democrats, there's a lot you can negatively say about the Democrats and what they've been doing. We know you will never do that. So why keep bringing up the Democrats? Don't make sense. I want to close this out by saying, waste, fraud, and abuse is a problem across all government agencies, okay? And you can't say, just because this one has less of it, don't deal with this one. But on the same token, to keep it honest, you need to look at all agencies. And I think that's what the mandate should be. I don't think if America's being reasonable, and I don't know if we have a reason to do that, I don't know if that's possible, but I think no one has a problem with looking at the fine-tooth comb of what we're doing with the military budget, what we're doing with the Pentagon and other bigger agencies. So let's do that too. To those people that say Tim Black, a lot of Black Americans are going to lose their jobs. A lot of Black Americans are going to face a lot of repercussions because they're federal workers. I understand what you're talking about. You remember I'm from D.C. I know exactly what you mean. What would you have me do, sir? What you suggest we do? I mean, there's also a lot of bloat and fraud and waste and abuse in those agencies. It just is. You can't deny it is what it is. Just like there's a lot of discrimination and BS and bias and nepotism and friends doing friends and corruption, and that's already in there too, fraud, in all those agencies as well. Anywhere there's money, you will find corruption. So you're saying there's not that because there's Black people there? No, you know it is. You think the solution should be what? What should the solution be? Okay. Trump is going to have to slow this down. I just see this going for a temporary amount of time to prove his point, to make some modest gains, and we'll see what happens. As he swings around to the bigger agencies, that's going to tell the tale of really what's up with Trump and what this really is about. I'm willing to see that happen. You don't have a choice. You got to wait to see it happen because you ain't going to be able to stop it. No one can stop this. The president of the United States does have the authority for agencies in which are of his cabinet and of the federal government to have some oversight. They sue him, they take him to court, it's ruled unconstitutional. That could happen. Don't get it twisted. There are going to be things that Trump has done that are just going to go through a process. And then 6 months later or 3 months later, it'll be over and done with. It'll be struck down by the Constitution of the Supreme Court, by a Supreme Court ruling. And it'll be on the back page, and it'll be what it is. You understand what I'm saying? That's going to happen too. So a lot of the trepidation, a lot of the frustration, a lot of the anger, and the fear, frankly, I think some of it is overblown. But to anyone who has lost their home, anybody who has lost their home, who's catching the blowback of this, I feel for you, man. I'm not up here clapping for people to lose their jobs. I just want to make sure people know that that's not something I would ever support unless you yourself are the corrupt bastard that is filtering money out the back door, that is pocketing money. Now, for you, those responsible, I expect repercussions to those people. You understand what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. All right, guys, I'm Tim Black. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I got to end it there. I got to get this I got to give it a rest. But I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight for the night show. You are amazing, man. Thank you. This is extra innings. I tell you, man. We got for it. But I appreciate it. We started late. We ended late because we started late. But we got it all in. And I feel good about the show. Let's go to the comment section and see what the comments are from the people that have been watching. Thank you for hitting like on your way out the door before you leave, Johnson. Hit the like button. There we go. Elizabeth Looney with the heat comment, followed up by Nimrod Babylon. Elizabeth Looney, send me, did you get a mug yet? Send me, look, Elizabeth, email me at tim@timblacktv.com. Email me at tim@timblacktv.com. We'll get a mug out to you. Nimrod, email me, Nimrod Babylon. tim@timblacktv.com. And you got a mug, a Tim Black mug coming to you as well. All right. Thank you for participating and being here today. Revelator, I would dare say Donald J. Trump was a little nervous. There it is, Revelator. And there's your disclaimer. Phony stuff. There it is. Revelator's on it. Current politicians and oligarchs. Exactly. That's who's upset. That's who's worried. That's who's feeling nervous, not regular people. This is back to the Epstein files, about releasing the Epstein files. When Trump was not his usual boisterous self, he was not his usual reckless with his tongue self. He spoke very, very delicately for Trump. Yeah, well, yes, well, yeah, I see no reason not. We have to do considerate. Like, what? That ain't Trump. That ain't Trump. So he was qualifying his comments. Black Mama with a super sticker, and Megs giving out more love. Megs is such a gracious individual hooking somebody up. Zelensky left his walnuts at the White House. Amen. We're the ones funding this war. No self-respecting progressive will support the military-industrial complex the way Bernie, AOC, and Pocahontas do. These frauds hurt real progressives. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And, support the Tim Black Show. Go get a mug. Black Mamba in the house. Thank you, Black Mamba. I'm so tired of these sapphires like Jasmine Crockett. She's the last of these fringe Democrats that are touting around all over the place. She hopes she's the last, bro. I hope she's the last. I just don't know, Revelator. They love these types, man. This is the bread and butter of the Democratic Party. When they say black women are the backbone, this is what they mean. Damn. Shame, shame, shame. She's right up there with Tiffany Henyard. Yep. Tiffany Henyard, Jesus Christ, Johnson. What an embarrassment, man. That's something. That's something, fam. Trust No Party, super sticker from Trust No Party. Thank you, Trust No Party. And that's what we do. We trust no party. Thank you for your support, man. Thank you for holding down the Tim Black Show and being a consistent come through, man, and comment, man. All you guys, I appreciate you. Wow, man. That's really all I got, folks. That's really all I got. This is Tim Black Show. We'll be back on Sunday. Back on Sunday. And this has been an amazing show. Thank you for participating in it. Thank you for sharing this content with somebody, letting somebody new know about this content, what we're putting down. I think we got something different to say. We try to say it in a different way and not putting too much sauce on it, but I do want to put my own touch on it. We are what we are. We are what we are, and we're going to ride for our issues. Remember, like I always tell you, don't let anybody take your cornbread. This is your cornbread. It's your cornbread to keep, and you should not give it away to either party. Let's stay true to who we are and what we're about. Let's do what's in the best interest of our families and the people that we love. All right. Speaking of the people that I love, don't forget to go get your mug at Tim Black Mug. Don't forget to become a Patreon at jointimblack.com. My website is at timblacktv.com. timblacktv.com. If you don't want to email me, you can go there and drop me a message. I got a direct message on my website, and those get directly to me. Yeah, those get directly to me. Well, that's it. That's all I got. I love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. And like I always say, where are my ladies at? Where are my ladies? Oh, there they go.